Hello everyone, it's me, Soham Patil. I finished my 10, now I'm in 11th from science stream and also I'm student of Zero to Hero Institute of English Speaking from Gold Batch. My ambition is to become computer engineer in my life and also I want to become English confident till 7th of October 2023. So guys, today I'm going to take interview of one professor who is professor in Delhi University now. So I'm very blessed. He gave me his precious time. So I'm requesting him, please on your camera and give your introduction.
Yes. Hello, Soham. Hello, everyone. My name is Dinesh Ahirrao. I am from Maharashtra. I've done my BTech in Information Technology from Guru Govind Singh College of Engineering and Technology, Nanded. Thereafter, I did my Master's and MPhil in Political Science from JNU, New Delhi. Currently, I'm working as an Assistant Professor of Political Science in University of Delhi. So this is my
Okay.
brief introduction. Yeah.
So my first question to you, that is, why you choose only this field? Because I think you have some other hobbies, or you should have, because everyone have their other hobbies except like study. So if you have, means you have though, so why you choose only teaching field? Why you go for that field? Why you did do not go in others?
Well, I think you want to ask. Let me rephrase your question. Your question is, after doing BTech, why you have shifted your stream from say information technology to political science, and why you have chosen teaching as a profession. See,
Yes.
first of all, uh, in India, what we do is we do not follow our passion. We follow the passion of our parents or what society wants us to become, right? So when I was in 12th standard, I did not actually know what really my passion is or where my interest lies in. So like everybody, like in Maharashtra or any other part of India as well, people either go for engineering or they go for medical. So medical was out of question for me because I did not have much interest in biology. So obvious option was BTech, engineering. But when I entered into engineering, I took information technology as my stream. I realized that I am not someone who can work with the computers or the machines. I'm someone who really like to interact with people. And also I wanted to become a civil servant, and for civil servant, interaction with people, communication with people is very very important. So with that aim in my mind, I shifted to Delhi to prepare for civil services. Then I came across to one of the finest universities in the world, that is JNU. So when I entered into JNU, I came across one of the best teachers who inspired me to take teaching as a profession. So the answer to the question is that I chose teaching as a profession because I was tutored, I was taught by one of the best teachers who really had teaching as their passion. So following their footsteps, I also realized that my passion lies in teaching, and I believe that we should always make our passion into profession. So since
Yes.
teaching was my passion, that is why I chose teaching as my profession, following the
Yes.
footsteps of my university professors, my JNU professors, particularly Gurpreet Mahajan. I would like to take her name. So she was the one who
Yes.
inspired me to become a teacher. Yeah.
Yes, great. And my next question, I want to turn this topic about your family background. Means, what is your basically family background? Your mother and father, your parents were supportive or not, and all about your family background.
Yes, I come from a farming family. My father is farmer. My mother is, I will say, house manager. She also helps my father in farming activities. So I come from a farming background. Now, when I decided to leave, see, when I was in engineering, I got a campus placement. I was placed in third year only in one of the good companies, Cognizant. And that was the year 2008. Now in 2009, I passed out from engineering. I finished my engineering, but I decided not to join the company, not to do job. I decided to go for civil services preparation straight away. So now this was a very difficult decision, because that was a time of recession. 2008-9 was a period of recession wherein getting a job was extremely difficult. And here I am. I had a job, but I decided not to join and to prepare for an examination which is one of the toughest. So when I communicated this decision of mine not to join, not to do job or and straight away go for civil services, my family was completely supportive. Particularly my father and my brother, they did not even ask me even a single question as to why you don't want to go for job. This is just very uncertain times, and if you do not clear UPSC, then what, so on and so forth. So in my entire journey, my family stood like a strong pillar of support. And that is what is very important for every individual to become successful. The support of family is very, very important. So I'm very, very blessed to have such support from my family.
Yes, yes. Really, family is always supportive. When means nobody with us, so at that time only that parents are there who stay with us, who
Yeah.
still stay with at the end of our life. So I want to ask you next question. That is, who is your inspiration? From whom you got inspired to become professor or become successful in your life?
I've already taken her name. It was Professor Gurpreet Mahajan. She's retired professor. She taught me political science in my master's and MPhil. So she was the one who inspired me to become a professor. Why? What I liked about Professor Gurpreet Mahajan was her no nonsense attitude, and second is focus on conceptual clarity. She was very strict. We used to fear her like anything, because she was very strict, no nonsense person. She never used to like any kind of beating around bushes in class. She wanted us to have a crystal clear clarity of concepts. So from her I realized that political science is not only communication skills or ability to speak good English. From her I realized that political science is about concept. For that matter, not only political science but every discipline is about concept. And your concept should be very clear. You cannot go on speaking whatever comes into your mind. So from her I realized that first of all you should be very disciplined, you should be very punctual, you should be crystal clear about your concepts, and you should not be biased towards the students. This was see Usually what happens is that every teachers have their favorite students. But when it comes to Gurpreet Mahajan, I never felt that someone is her favorite students, or she's favoring someone, she's favoring boys or she's favoring girls. So she was a very measured person, a very very impartial person, and and she's a very highly I mean, she's very famous not only in India but across the globe. So from her, I decided that no, I would like to be like her. And I think that I believe that I'm nowhere close to her, but I really thank her from the bottom of my heart for letting me realize my passion, and that which was teaching, because I told you that I wanted to become an IAS officer. But when I entered into JNU, I realized that teaching, I can do better job as a teacher than as a civil servant. So along with Professor Gurpreet Mahajan, I would say it was Jawaharlal Nehru University. An institution plays very important role in our success. So it was JNU provided me that intellectual environment to flourish. It was JNU which basically taught me to appreciate difference, diversity, dissent, democratic values, so on and so forth. So I'll say JNU in general and Professor Gurpreet Mahajan in particular inspired me to become a teacher.
Yes, yes, great. And what do you think? English is important for our career or not?
Definitely, definitely. We all are living in 21st century, which is a globalized. We live in a globalized world. So yes, I think you should, if you have good communication skills, that definitely is bonus. But it doesn't mean that if you're not able to speak good English, then you're not going to progress in your life. See, I believe that you should be fluent, or you should be able to communicate effectively in at least one language. Okay. And along with that, you should be reasonable enough. You should have a reasonable skills in English. I mean, we should not expect someone to speak the English of the level of Shashi Tharoor. But even if your English is average, and if you have a good command over, say, Marathi or Hindi, then I think that is better. But inability to speak in English does acts as a big obstacle in success. It should not be, because English is not our language. Our language is Hindi. The Constitution says that Hindi is our. I mean, the official language of Union is Hindi. Union government. So but despite of the fact, if you look at the reality, if you look at the job market, if you look at various competitive examinations, almost all of them, they require you to have a reasonable amount of skills in English. So yes, you should have reasonable amount of fluency in English, if not best.
Yes, really English is very important because I'm in student life, so I can understand that because when sir asked you question in English, so at that time you were not able to speak anything in with confidence. So at that time really you feel very bad, and not only in student life, when we go for interviews or when we go for finding any job. So at that time also that interviewer asks us question in English, or so at that time we should have that confidence. You can speak little bit English as you say, not that much fluent, but little bit. So yes, really it's very important. And that's it. That's all my questions. And really, I want to thank you for giving me your precious time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sohan, for inviting me, and I wish you all the best for whatever you're trying to do. I suppose this is a part of your project. I would like to finish this conversation with my experience as to how I learned English. See, I believe that English cannot be learned in a day or a month or a year. It is a continuous process. If you ask me, I did my education till 10th from Marathi medium. I did not even take the semi English medium, which is there in Maharashtra. So I'm a Marathi medium student. So I also used to feel very difficulty in speaking fluent English. But what basically matters is you should not give up, or you should not feel shy of trying to speak or communicate in English. So it's just a language. So you should keep your eyes and ears open, and you should try to learn every day whatever words or whatever sentences which you come across as far as English is concerned. What I used to do, I used to watch cricket. Is my hobby, watching cricket. So cricket, I used to watch, or I used to listen English commentary rather than Hindi commentary, even though I used to understand only some of it. But I said, no, I want to improve English, so I have to listen to English, I have to speak to English. So I used to listen to English news channels, English commentary. Then I started reading newspaper. I believe reading newspaper regularly is must. If you read newspapers regularly for 2 3 years, I believe you're bound to become fluent in English along with the practice. Yeah, and what I used to do. I used to read those billboards or advertisement hoardings. So whenever I come across some terms such as cutlery, this is a cutlery shop. So I used to find out what is cutlery means, or say this shop sells confectionery items. So I used to find out the meaning of the word confectionery. So every day, every time, you should try to accumulate as many words as possible, and slowly and gradually you will feel that you have these weapons in your hand. Words are weapons while speaking English. So the best way of learning English is to speak English, whether you're able to speak English fluently or not. Along with that, you should read English. You should read English novels. You should watch English movies. But reading newspaper is must. If you read newspaper regularly, I believe it will play a very important role in improving your communication skills. So with this, Soham, I really thank you for inviting me and giving me opportunity to share my experience. And I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much, and you also give very nice message to our viewers and students who want to learn English, and they got idea how they can become English confident and how they can speak English. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much.